And I think the recap was pretty good.
All right. All right. This is Lovecraft Easy and Game Night. We are the Wednesday Night Gamers. Thank you for tuning in. We are playing Horror on the Orient Express. A very awesome and very long campaign. I am Patrick M. I am your local GM. And these lovely people are the investigators, who I will put to the grinder and probably kill systematically over the course of this adventure. Lots of screaming is foretold.
Hope springs eternal, Patrick.
Yes it is. I have grown a goatee to signify my evilness. I have realized I was too soft, so a goatee is needed.
You went through an ion storm on the way back to America, right? And
yes, exactly. Okay, there were things, the 8th time, and Stephen King, and the guy from Perfect Strangers next to me as a businessman. It was all weird. It was all weird and messed up. But yeah, we've been gone for 4 weeks, give or take. I went on vacation. I had to go find myself. And make sure, to kind of, after all the insanity and torture these guys put me through, I had to go and clear my mind and, find myself and train with Yoda in the swamps of Poland. Parts unknown. In all seriousness, thanks for joining us in. Now, we have a summary, don't we, Thomas, right?
I think you still haven't technically test.
Yeah.
I thought you restarted and just came back. In any case, I will read the summary. The summary for last time's adventure. So, let me find it here to our catalog of shit. Okay, Call of Cthulhu RPG Horror Under Stress, episode 19. Okay, so general recap. Our story began with an assault on our beloved Professor Smith at his home in London. He and his companions Beddoes managed to escape. The professor, badly burned, was able to send investigators on a mission in search of a terrible artifact, the Certificar Simulacrum. So far, they have collected 2 pieces, one from Poissy, France, the other from Milan, Italy. They've encountered cultists, also in search of the artifact, but luck seems to be on the side of the investigators. Not for long. They are beginning to think that there may be more work here than they first perceived. What? No. There's nothing going on. They're crazy. They're crazy. Alright. So, the clock tower. At the Germenzi doll factory, the investigators spoke at length with Sebastian Germenzi. By searching his family business ledgers, they were able to guess the leg has been used to repair the automaton in the Rosanini bell tower. On the way to survey the area, the investigators met a young journalist named Archibald Worthington IV, played by Troy here. After getting acquainted at a restaurant, they moved on the plaza, Retskanini. They surveyed the square and buildings and determined they'd come back in the evening. Back at the hotel, they heard rumors that one of many statues in the city were bleeding blood. Later that evening, the investigators returned to the plaza and went to the bell tower. Picked the lock and entered. At the top of the tower, they discovered that the left leg of Simulacrum was using to replace the leg of one of the automatons. Dr. Price removed the leg, and the investigator returned to their hotel without any trouble. Next morning, they read in the newspaper that another savage murder had occurred. The victim had been torn to pieces, drained of blood. Their suspect is the vampire Fenelek. The investigators saw something strange in the canal, a fish with arms. In general, the atmosphere of Venice was becoming toxic, the air, the water, the attitude. Following the funeral, the investigators, along with Giorgio, were accosted by black shirts claiming that Maria had been detained by Alberto with the intention of marrying her. The investigators decided to help Giorgio and rescue Maria. Roscoe climbed into the outside of the building in an attempt to rescue Maria. He knocked down the guard with his blackjack. He and Maria climbed down. Giorgio, Maria, and the investigators barely managed to escape from the black shirts, but they did, and they are now on their way to Triste. And then, the investigators had a strange dream. They dreamt of a vampire. Or maybe a monster. Thomas, you good to go, or still having trouble there? What are we up? Status report.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are, I don't know what.
Did you restart?
No, I think that somebody who I'm going to kill tomorrow decided to install some security software on my computer, and it's fucking me up.
Hmm.
So I'll be in and out.
Okay. All right. I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't know much. I don't know. Have you tried updating Chrome or something, or maybe I don't know, scanning or?
It's McAfee.
Oh God!
I didn't have any trouble until this.
Dude, it's Satan incarnate.
Uh-oh.
Ah, jeez.
For
All
those
right.
out there in viewerland, never fuck with McAfee. It will fuck your computer up.
Yeah, I have McAfee.
There are much better programs out there that don't do what McAfee does to your system.
Tell me about it. Whatever. Sadly, I'm stuck with it. Whatever. Can't go scanning it without crashing. All right. So, moving on. So yes. Okay. So, I think I'll start us off exactly at the dream. So again, the dream. To recap, you basically when you all went to sleep, you were dreaming of the Orient Express, but it was night, and crawling on the walls and ceiling, kind of like an insect, scurrying with like this clawed hands and deformed face, and this figure of complete utter disgust, and just kind of with these horrible fangs, and he's kind of walking through the Orient Express, and you see this, all of you who are sleeping see this. And it's almost eerie, as if you can feel him. This feeling of him being like almost unrealistically there, and almost like he almost at the end of the dream, after like you see him do this for a bit, it's almost like he senses you for a minute and kind of looks directly at you, and then kind of hisses a little bit, and then you wake up.
Ugh.
Rose pulls her nightgown a little bit closer over her.
Yes. So you all wake up. The train is going. You know, it's you guys. It was a bit. It's a bit surreal.
What time is it? Middle of the night?
Morning. I'll say you guys are not yet. Again, you guys will reach Trista at about 7:45 p.m. So so you'll probably reach it by the end of the day today. But you guys wake up, kind of like in the morning, maybe like late morning.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go have breakfast.
Yes.
I forget, who is sharing my room? Is it Dr. Price?
Is it? I'm not sure. I don't think we ever discussed who's sharing rooms with who. Or did we? Or I forgot.
I don't remember.
I
think it was Dr. Price.
Yeah. If you want to be with Dr. Price, let me know. If you want to be with someone else, let me know. You guys could probably even switch rooms every trip, so it doesn't really matter. So.
All right.
So I don't think you guys always want to stick together in the same format. Maybe you do. Out of curiosity, I don't know if I asked or remember. Where were you guys keeping the pieces, like the chest of the simulacrum pieces you said you had, like the trunk?
I think that we were taking turns. I had it first. Dr. Price had it at one point. Maybe Isaac has it for safekeeping.
Okay.
Isn't it all in the great big steamer trunk that we've got?
Yeah. Yes. All right. So. All right. So you guys. So you guys are slowly getting up. Trying to go for breakfast. Whatever. Again. So you slowly. You're gathering your friends. All of you kind of like. You're getting in the group slowly and surely, and then as you get to Isaac, to Isaac's room, you knock, and Isaac immediately opens it, and it's like, and he's kind of like, he's got a little, he looks a little bit panicked or a little bit freaked.
Okay, what's wrong?
What's going on, Isaac?
As bad a night as the rest of us
okay, Isaac?
Yeah, I had some freaking dreams, but I ain't all. and he kind of takes you on, kind of takes the suitcase and points at it, and the lock has been kind of crushed and ripped off.
Uh-oh.
Is everything still in it?
Yeah. And he said, but as you open the suitcase, the simulacrum pieces that are there, like, again, you guys wrapped them up a bit. They're kind of a little bit unwrapped.
It's like that dream might have been a little more than just a dream.
I don't know about you, but I sure as hell did not. Shit, I went to country. I bloody did not watch anyone get to that trunk.
Well, considering what we've been dealing with, I don't doubt that you didn't see anybody get in that trunk. Still don't mean it didn't happen.
Okay,
We're dealing with people that's a little bit beyond us right now.
let me postulate here for a moment. Do we all think that Fenelek is alive? I think so.
I think alive is the operative term.
Okay, yes.
I think he's around. I don't know what he's doing.
He is animate. He is moving around.
We've been seeing a lot of signs of it.
Don't you think that he's following us, yes?
Yeah.
Because we've had murders everywhere we've gone.
But we also got that...
we all dreamed that he was on the train. 3, we believed that he was on the train. 4, Isaac says somebody's been fiddling with the trunk.
Well, no, it's not. Well, okay. From what you gather, this rock has been crushed. Like, kind of like taken off, like ripped off, and then crushed.
That's the same thing.
What could do that?
Fenelek is after the simulacrum also.
Fenelek ain't the only thing after the simulacrum.
That's beside the point. Yes, that's true, but that's
what I'm saying is that somebody else has got big power like him too.
All
so
right. Yes, of course. There is the skin people.
Not just them. The one that threatened us on the train.
The fat guy. Yes, of course.
He did make us sit still for a very long time against our
But the fat guy and the skin people didn't climb through the window and crush the lock on the box. Okay?
I'm just saying there's more options that it might not just be him.
Really?
It could be one or the other. I'm just saying we got
our
enemies in a row. I don't trust anybody at this point.
I think the only one who could have done this is Fenelek. Do the others... Well, you don't agree, but do any of the others agree?
I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm just saying we need to probably think it's all
okay. But there's one final thing. If Fenelek can get to the simulacrum so easily, why hasn't he taken it?
That's a good question.
And the only reason would be is that he wants us to collect all the pieces first.
So he can track us, and then when we have it, he can take it from us.
Right. Because maybe he's a vampire, he can't come out in the daytime, he can't go searching for it himself. That's my guess, based on the evidence we have at this moment. Now, why the other people, the other cultists, they haven't been able to get to the pieces before we have, so we are just lucky, I think, with that.
How did he get in the room?
Well, he's a vampire. He could have just gone under the door or flown in like a bat or...
Yeah. I'm afraid I'm going to have to defer to my Russian compatriot here. The supernatural business is beyond my comprehension, but I would assume that a supernatural creature would have the ability to enter a room without us being unbeknownst.
Well, see, Archie was not raised with these kind of stories. I was raised with these kind of stories in Russia. Yeah. We have all sorts of scary things out in Russia.
We got the Banshees back in Ireland.
Walter, there you go, the Banshees.
Walter kind of was like, you're all crazy.
But you have ghosts in England.
No. Yes. We are the homeland for good ghost stories, indeed.
You're all crazy. Margot, let's go scam some people. Let these nutbags deal with the supernatural ghosts.
Who are
Walter.
you now?
Walter. Also, Walter.
I didn't know Walter was that crazy.
Hey.
All right.
Anyways, Walter walks out. He trips and hits his ass on the way out.
I thought he and Margot were sick. They're staying in their rooms.
They're scamming.
All right. What?
See, they're only pretending to be sick. They're really
Are we still? Is the train still moving, or have we stopped?
No, you're still moving. You're still moving.
Wait a second. I suppose he wouldn't have to be, but what if Fenelon is on the train? I mean, he doesn't have to be. He could be flying out here at night, but what if he's on the train? Like in the baggage car, in a box, like in that story Dracula.
I don't know nothing about no Dracula, but I do know that we didn't affect in dreams, and it could simply be that he did something with the dream. We've personally affected things with dreams before.
Maybe.
So you're assuming that he's here. He might not actually be on our plane of existence at all.
Well, we need to be careful. Let's all be careful.
That was my point when I was saying we don't know if it's him or not. I don't trust anybody.
Hey, when we get to Trieste, let's all buy some garlic and put the garlic in the box with the simulacrum.
Because I am so sure that this thing plays by whatever Pulp Fiction rules you found.
I wonder if we don't need some wild roses. Remember where we found the first piece?
That is...
It was amongst roses.
I do remember looking over your records, and that information did stick out to me on there.
And in Dracula, which I read in my uncle's bookshop anytime, wild roses are anathema to the vampire.
Y'all can have y'all little Pulp Fiction fantasies. I say we set up a watch on the case and have that be the thing. You can put whatever you want to in it, but I think somebody needs to be awake and watching it at all times.
Oh well, I was watching the damn bloody thing. Bastard
and we can't expect you to stay up every hour watching it either. We probably need to take shifts.
If he is like a traditional vampire, then he can mesmerize you. He could walk in and put you to sleep, and you would never know that he was there. So I say garlic.
It matters as long as you still got the pieces, because we ain't even got the whole thing yet. If you were right about him wanting the whole thing.
If somebody
the staff on the Orient Express decided to vacuum as you guys were talking. Oh, do not worry about me. Talk about your vampire.
You mind working down now?
I'm going to buy some garlic. Anyway,
I'm going to buy some roses.
Whatever you want to put in the box. I just said we need to watch the box.
Maybe we should try some garlic on you, Roscoe. Make sure you're not a vampire.
You know, if I could lead this training, y'all, I would.
So have we eaten our breakfast, or shall we eat our breakfast?
I think that is a fantastic idea.
By the way, weren't we going to read that book?
Yes. You. I assume you were. I was going to assume. I don't know. Are you going to want to get the book and read it during breakfast?
Well, how long do we have before we get to?
It's late morning, so it's it's getting closer to noon. But you're supposed to arrive around 7, 7 or 8 at Triste.
Oh. All right, so we'll read it before we get to Trieste.
Yeah. Trieste. But yeah, again, I assume you want to read it for breakfast, right? Because Giorgio was the one translating.
Sure.
All right. So all you guys go together. You knock on Giorgio's room. Giorgio comes back with a towel over his waist. It's a bit red. I
thought we tossed him out the window. Sorry.
Put some pants on, son.
Yes. You hear
I do want to say one thing. Before Rose leaves the room, she takes her knife and just carves a little cross into the chest.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
Just for good measure.
All right, let me write that down. Oh yeah, so yeah, Giorgio's like, give me a momento, and then Maria calls out, Giorgio, who's there? In a moment. It's like,
Hope you slept well, Maria.
I don't think she slept.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure she slept just fine after they was done.
Yes. All right.
I don't think he was done.
Yes. All right. So, after a quick change of pants and clothing, you are all seated by the waiter. Good evening, monsieur. What may I serve for you for breakfast or late lunch, or for lunch, as the time may be?
I would like oufs et pain pardieu.
Yeah, of course, monsieur. For you, madame and monsieur.
Eggs and bacon.
Of course.
What she said.
Of course. Oui. For you, excuse me, sir, what would you like?
Yes, please. May I please have a piece of toast, very dry, toasted lightly on one side and burned to a crisp on the other, and a small glass of freshly squeezed orange juice. If you don't have that, tomato juice. If you don't have that, nothing.
Yes, very, very good, monsieur. I will bring to you your breakfast in a moment. Until then, please enjoy some coffee and other juices. Au revoir. Yes, and so you leave. And so yeah, so you're drinking coffee, and then Giorgio kind of comes out, and he has the book that you've nicked from the library, and kind of a few kind of notes he's been translating. And as he's like getting himself ready to tell you, kind of like tell you what he's found out, I also have to add. You notice there's a lot of more diversity on the train. It seems that a lot of new passengers have entered on board. You see, yeah, a few Americans even, a few more British folk. Looks like an old general. Looks like an old Spanish professor as well, a very old one. A few old timers as well, bound in wheelchairs, and some even Turkish businessmen.
Excellent.
Again, it's because since you've been traveling, it's been very more toned down. But for this is like the first time you actually know as well. We actually had a lot of passengers enter in.
Okay.
Just adding that in. All right, so let me get out my thingy.
No, put that away.
We don't want to see that. This is a family show.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah, right.
All right, so let me get here. All right. Now I know for some of you folks who've been watching, you were thinking that we were gonna play it. Well, no. I got a stream of angry emails from my co-hosts here and told me not to do it anymore. So if you want to get angry at them.
Wow. Thank you for throwing us all under the bus.
Yeah.
Yes, I do what is needed for the best of the group and for my own selfish
And
interest.
actually, we didn't discuss doing it until after we were off the air.
Yeah. I'm not. It's not like I'm bitter or anything. All right. Anyways.
No, not at all.
No.
Of course not.
All right.
No. All right. Anyways, so first, okay. So for the summary, this is so again, the Devil's Sumatrum. This is an illuminated manuscript written in Latin by an anonymous Cistercian monk. Not really Latin, but it's old Venetian and whatever. By an anonymous Cistercian monk, probably around 1260, based on the earlier material by the monks who were in Constantinople following 1204. The material was taken to Venice when the Venetian creators departed there. It was bound to a single volume by 1505 by an Italian craftsman whose binding and print and date are still in the flyleaf. The volume tells a continuous narrative concerning the Fourth Crusade and the sack of Constantinople, with digressions stressing moral and theological lessons. Beautiful illuminations accompany the work, including medieval depictions of the curved scimitar with a serpent's head as the pommel, and a suit of armor which seems to have two faces, one looking forward and one looking back. Alright, so that's the introduction. So, the summary. So you guys are looking through pictures, and then he kind of shows you this one impacted translation, which automatically grabs interest to you. Okay. The Devil's extract from the Devil's Sexual Electrum from the True Chronicles of Evils of the Fourth Crusade. Thus, it can be seen that human evil was not at the heart of sack of Constantinople in 1204, but foul and monstrous devilry. That excellent knight, soon-to-be emperor of the Latin Empire, Count Baldwin, did note this and sent his best knights and servants forward. They uncovered a foul plot to bring the iniquities of Satan upon the Crusades and the Greeks alike, who at heart laid the base of Turk's Sedefika and his satanic implements. A statue that could allow one to assume a likeness of any man, prepared by a human skin, and called the Devil's Similar. A foul knife, the serpent's claw, able to inflict terrible wounds, while bestowing the wielder, and with its evils, the statue was stolen by leper monk Merovac, known in the East as Fenlik, and revealed to be the creature of Satan himself. But the Turk was killed, and the Count sent the evil safely with steward allies to the city of Zara, so it may be seen that good had triumphed. But in his iniquity, the Turk had voiced a curse upon the European leaders of the Crusade, and within a few years came about the Emperor Baldwin was soon captured, tortured, and killed by the Bulgars, who also beheaded Boniface and the other leader of the Crusade, the Venetian dog, who died soon after. His body remained in Constantinople within a few years. Even the Pope died. Even the Latin Empire fell to the Greeks in 1261.
So basically, you're telling us that Fenalik was there, and that's how he got the Sedefkar simulacrum.
Yes. Also, interesting fact that Giorgio actually points out that Fenalik is the word for evil.
In what language?
He believes in Latin.
That doesn't seem right, but okay.
So much like Latin.
God, you have to take apart everything. Suspension of
Yes,
disbelief,
we do.
please.
Have you not been paying attention, Patrick? Come on.
Whatever.
The game is composed of clues for us to figure out.
Yeah, I know.
Pay attention, then.
I know. I'm joshing with you guys. Again, Giorgio says he believes in Latin.
Okay. So we learned that Fenalik is a vampire. He's been there. This was 1204.
Mm-hmm. Looks great for his age.
I hope I look that good when I'm that old.
The vampires don't age, so.
Again, I have to remind you that the being you saw in your dream was very deformed and horrible looking. So, yeah.
Well, did the book say anything about why he wanted the Sedefkar simulacrum?
No. The book... Oh, sorry, I'm thinking as Giorgio now. The book revealed nothing of the sort. He disappeared without a trace when the servants and soldiers of Count Baldwin returned with the simulacrum to him. Afterward, the Count gave it to Fenalik, supposedly, for safekeeping and analyzation. And then afterward, Fenalik disappeared. And afterward, Count Baldwin had sent those same knights and servants in order to pursue him. I believe they formed an order of some sort upon some further investigation, but I'm not aware. I'm not sure.
Oh wait, okay. I'm a little confused. Fenalik, how did Fenalik? They gave it to Fenalik?
Fenalik was a monk.
Where did they get the simulacrum?
They were fighting. they were fighting a cult, some kind of valid influence that caused the attention of Count Baldwin to send soldiers and his servants, and they discovered that this cult had this item in their possession. They
Okay, so they got the simulacrum from the cult, and they brought it back, and they gave it to the monk, and the monk turned out to be...
The Certificator Simulacrum was created by a man named Certificator, hence the name, Certificator Simulacrum.
Okay. I think that's it.
Wait, and it can be used to resemble any person?
According to this text you gave me, I must confess, I do not. What interests you in this? You seem very intense about it.
Well, we are investigators. It's part of our research.
I see. Well, I hope I have helped you. I do not know.
Yes, thank you. Now go back to your wife.
If we are not married yet.
What difference does it
When
make?
has that ever stopped anyone?
Yes. Yeah, he kind of, walks off, with a skip in his step. And the waiter returns with all your, specifications for breakfast. Messieurs, mesdames, will there be anything else?
No.
Do you have any roses on board?
I suppose so. I could check, madame. Would that satisfy you?
Yes, please.
Of course. A momento. And he abruptly leaves. As the train carries on forward.
She wants them to have 30 petals and not 31 petals or not 29 petals. And they must be red on one side and pink on the other.
Yes.
Yes.
No white, no yellow.
Good God. All right. Yeah.
Woman
So
of good taste.
Yeah. So I'm afraid we do not have any roses at the moment, monsieur. Sorry, madame. But I do believe in Triste. Triste. Fucking accents.
Yes.
Yes.
Trieste, that we will be able, we or yourself may be able to purchase some.
It's the middle of winter, really?
There's greenhouses, maybe
say there's
flower
greenhouses.
shops.
So,
Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, I assume they would be how pricey as hell, but who knows?
We have money.
Yes, I should really start making you guys keep track of money. Because at this point, you guys could be like buying tanks, and I wouldn't care on how much they cost.
I'm filthy stinking
That'd be
rich.
cool.
It's easy enough for
So
me.
is
I ain't
Archie.
got a dime.
Yes. All right.
Archie has all of mommy and daddy's money to use, so
I
don't
haven't
worry
released
about it.
anybody of a wallet in quite some time. I'm quite
Yeah,
sure.
it's Mummy and Daddy. Mummy.
Mummy, excuse me.
Mumsy.
Mumsy.
Mumsy and Popsy.
dear.
And
Alright.
Adams.
And
All right.
Papa.
Adams.
All right. Yes, of course. All right. Okay. So, you guys are eating breakfast. Again, do you want me to move on? Talk a little bit? I don't know.
Yes.
All right. So,
Let's move forward.
fast forwarding a bit. So the train carries on into the afternoon days. So you chat, you talk, you manage yourselves again. There's a very diverse crowd on the train, so there's a lot of so it's a little bit more colorful than usual. Everyone debating politics. You got Spanish professor talking about paper he's writing. All very pleasant and fun. All good. So eventually the train reaches into the station, and it's 7:54. So it's a bit later. It's a bit late. Again, you get your baggages. Again, you have to remind you that the case that you guys bought for the simulacrum, the lock is now smashed. So
Maybe we should go about getting a new lock there.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
so
course.
let's go to buildings, get some locks, multiple locks, probably.
yes.
Possibly some chains.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So, you get your luggage. You guys get all dismount, and so you're at the station, and immediately you hear this howling and echoing, and then a gust of wind kind of hits everything, and it's a very hard wind. Give me strength rolls, everyone.
What do you mean hard wind?
It's very
Strong.
powerful. It's very powerful. Like it like hits you all. Like it's like almost as if you're walking toward a wind, and it smacks you, and with a very the force where you got to cover yourself. And you guys, it's very strong. Chances are, it might knock you over. So strength rolls.
I passed, but just barely.
Is it
I passed.
strength or what?
Times 5. Yeah, strength stress.
Yeah, I passed that.
Times 5.
I made mine.
Hold on just a sec.
I hold my hat down.
I do not make mine, actually.
Yeah.
By, like, 2 points.
Yeah. All right. So all of you who made it, good job. You're standing against this wind, and you're not knocked over. Sadly, Archibald.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, Archibald. You get
Archie's a
knocked
wimp.
Yeah, Archie, you got knocked on your ass. It's like this wind hits you, and you're kind of like you get knocked over on your ass with like all his luggage, and
Oh, dear.
I reach over and I help Archie stand up, and I say, "Come on, this is like springtime in Siberia."
You don't have to help him stand up. I
Yeah.
can't spend the 18. I just gotta pick him up by his shirt and dust
yeah.
him off.
Take
So
it.
when the wind passes, and some of the
Scuffed by my shoes.
yeah, so some of the porters laugh at you, Archie, like they're like, and then
That's
Then we're on board.
I
Yes.
want to put some chains in your pockets, boy.
yes, and a few in
You're
a
a
few
haberdasher. I lost my cap.
tough it out. Anyways, so
It wasn't that good looking.
tough it out, English. Tough it out. That's Isaac. Anyways, so
Rose is doing one of those Marilyn Monroe things where she's trying to hold her skirt down.
Oh my.
Mr. President.
She could actually have done that.
I'm
Yes.
ready for my close up.
But that was yes. All right. Anyways, so yeah, the porters are cursing at the damn thing, and you overhear that it's called that they call the wind a bora. It's their yes. It's again. It turns out that those things are pretty common around here, and they can probably even get worse.
Springtime in Siberia.
But interesting fact about about where you guys are at the moment is that Trieste was actually part of the Austrian-Hungary Empire and was kind of annexed into that Italian with the Italians. So it's in a very odd, or not really odd. It's actually in a full embrace of a transition period where most of its terminology is being switched over to an adequate Italian one. So you may see a lot. So it's a bit of an odd blend at the moment, but it's going pretty quickly.
But most people speak German, like
No,
most.
Italian again, 2/3. Again, if I remember, again I can look up the specific stats. But again, they're mostly Italians here at the moment. But there's still a small percentage of Austrians, Slovakians, Austrians. Yeah, so there's a few.
Okay.
Again, they're most of them I guess moved out. When they took over. But again, just some info.
Okay.
All right. So, where was I at? Oh yeah. So wind gusts blowing, Bora, blah blah blah. All right. So it's very dark at the moment, and again, I don't. Is there any hotel specifically you want to check in at, or shall I give one for you? Because again, I handed a guidebook to everyone, so I don't know if you guys have looked over it and chose one.
I still have my guidebook. Hold on.
Yes.
I ain't the one paying, so I ain't worried about it.
We'll leave you here.
No, I go where the money goes. Beggar cannot be chooser, in other words.
Let's go to the Savoia Excelsior Palace. Excelsior.
Ooh.
Yes.
That sounds wonderful.
That
Run
sounds
by
lovely.
run by Stan Lino and Jacko Carbiao.
Okay.
They're partners.
And in the theater, they are showing Ant-Man.
It's a silent play.
asinine.
It's a silent play based around how inadequate a man feels.
Oh, I see. So like a Nietzschean expression of the soul, then.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
All right.
Catch the
that's where we are
matinee.
going. Tell them to take our baggages. We need to get something. How do we get there? And we're not going to walk. We're going to freeze
No.
to death if we walk.
No. At the moment, with this town, there's a lot of horse carriages. But at the moment, they're all gone. But again, so all you got is motor transportation at the moment. So automobiles.
Okay.
But again, they are active and they are more than willing to give you a ride. So they help you with your luggage. Say, hey, where you going, man? And
Savoia Excelsior Palace.
of course.
Palazia.
Bene, let's go. And then you rush, he drives you off, and again, you guys drive through the city streets, and again, you arrive there. And then the valet kind of helps out with the luggage, and again, so you guys are at the counter, you guys are checking in. Again, you see some of more local colors, and there's actually a Turkish businessman reading a Turkish paper in the lobby. Few other, it's the Spaniard. Again, the Spaniard professor is talking. He's holding a pipe out. He's talking to some associates. Or people from the train. He's very ecstatic, talking about the project. And, very, very joyful. Yes. Again, so they set up your rooms, and very well. So, very well, monsieur. Is there anything we may do to adequate your stay here? Is there any food, waters, perhaps any accommodation needs that you need specifically?
Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Is there turn-down service? That's very important to me.
Yes, very good. If you shall need anything, please
We're
call
talking
us.
about roses and possibly garlic.
Yes.
Yes,
Roses.
we should probably wait until daylight to go out and.
Yes. We do not have many roses at the moment, but perhaps in the morning. Let us get to your room. So.
And this is a hotel. I'm assuming that they'd have garlic for cooking.
Yes, that's a good point. Bring us 5 heads of garlic.
5 heads of course.
Uncooked.
It's an old world remedy. He's not been feeling very well. And
Yes.
Of course. It's not my place to question. And he comes, takes a bit moment, and
The
he
fresher
comes.
the better.
Yes. Here's some garlic. It seems the chef will need to buy more for pasta tomorrow.
I am sure my compatriot here would be more than happy to tip you very well for this garlic.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so I go to the trunk, I crush up the garlic, and I spread it all around the simulacrum. It smells like Italian food now.
Yes.
Might want to put 1 or 2 in there too.
Of
No,
course.
inside the case,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
inside the box.
All right.
Hmm.
Let me write that down. Hold on. Let me write that down. So that way, when you tell me I told you so or I did that, I will believe you.
There's another trick we could try, except that we'd probably get in trouble, and that is taking a little flour and throwing it on the floor, so that if something walks across it, we will know.
Walter says, "Oh, that's the oldest trick in the book."
Yes, well, Walter can't fly either, so.
If you ask Walter, he'd probably say he can.
Can we rig something up on the trunk? Well, I don't think it cares whether it opens the trunk and we figure it out or not.
Well, I mean, the trunk had already been open. I just think we need to replace the lock. that lock with multiple locks.
I don't think if it can crush one lock, it could crush any lock. So
True, but
Well,
it might
maybe
buy
if we-
some time.
If we put some bells on it, maybe.
there you
Maybe
go.
a string of bells over the lid. So if anybody tries to lift it.
This creature aside, there are still other people that want this trunk. So
Well, exactly.
I
A
say
string of
using
bells
it
would help to
Take
surface an alarm system.
So locks is still a good idea, just for the normal people that want this trunk.
This is true. This is true. But we can't get the lock tonight. It's too late and it's freezing outside. So we'll have to wait until morning.
Archie's going to have the front desk staff alert us if there's any strange figures that look out of place that enter. And I'm assuming, since you all are mentioning cultists, that these people aren't exactly the most distinguished looking individuals.
We are seeing a lot of Turks around, and the Turks supposedly are the ones that attacked Professor Smith.
Oh, I see. So.
Yeah. One. Sorry again. Okay. Yeah. Sure. That's fine. All right. So you tell staff. Very well, Monsieur. Very well, Senor.
We want to keep out the riffraff. You know what I mean.
Of course, Senor. We of course we understand, and of course we will do so at the highest order we can.
Thank you.
Yes. Another thing I have to ask is, what are your intents for a morning? Like, you guys remember why exactly you stopped in Tristan, right? Or do I need to remind you?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
We're
All
probably
right.
here to see somebody.
Yes.
It's in a month, Patrick.
Yes, I know.
We usually are.
I know.
Somebody at the museum, right?
Well, yes. You were sent for Professor Wickman. Sorry, not Wickman. Winkleman.
I don't remember that name at all.
Yes.
So now I remember why I don't know, because Roscoe doesn't care.
That's it.
You know
I
what,
take
Roscoe?
notes
We're going
and
to send you home.
I take notes based on what Roscoe cares about. He doesn't care about the book learning side because he can't read.
I don't see anything in here about Winkleman. Where did
And what
we
is-
find out about Winkleman?
And
What?
what is his work? What is his expertise?
He said to talk to Winkleman at the museum. That's what you were given, like a note with like all the places and stuff, and it was on a note.
Isn't Winkleman the one that knows something about the notes on the simulacrum?
No, you guys are talking to Winkleman about the simulacrum.
Who gave us this note? I don't remember.
Professor
this note.
Smith at
Professor
the beginning.
Smith.
You
That's
guys
what I
were-
thought. Professor Smith is sending us to him.
Again, remember, at the beginning you were given like kind of like a list of locations and people and stuff, like it leads, you know, to go on.
Okay, I'll have to look farther for my stuff.
Again, if you don't
I don't
have it,
remember that.
if you guys don't have it or want me to send it again, let me know and I'll see what I can pull out.
That would be nice.
All right, so.
So, Winkleman at the museum.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're going to do in the morning, is go to see Winkleman at the museum.
All right.
That sounds like a
So-
plan.
And we're going to check out any bell towers to see if there's any legs missing from.
Automatons.
Where do you hide? What do we need left? We got another leg.
Left leg and
Another arm and the head.
I somehow doubt it's going to be in the same place.
you have a torso.
No, we have the torso.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying what you get. I'm
We
saying
have a
what you get.
torso, a leg, and a arm.
We have half a body, and we need the other half.
Right. So you have
Head.
3 pieces.
The head, the arm, and the leg.
So you have 3 pieces. I think you
Yeah.
said 2 in your summary.
Well, that was at the beginning of the story.
Ah, right. My mistake. All right. So 3 pieces. So yeah, you guys Yeah, so 3 more to go. You got, yeah, so you're right. You do have a half a body.
Half a body.
Echo's body. Only in cold bitterly.
Oh, and I have to remind that again, for all of those who've touched pieces, again, with respect to pieces, like Larosco, your left arm, you get cramps. Alexi, you get sometimes bouts of heartburn, sometimes hard to breathe and coughing. And Dr. Price gets cramps in his legs, and sometimes it stiffs up.
Yes,
And don't forget the heart.
I don't know about that heart. One person here knows about that heart.
Only I know one.
No, I'm just metaing right now.
I know I got the heart. I got, like I said, I keep notes. I just keep them from Roscoe's perspective, what he cares about.
Yeah, no. At the moment, again, you do have the lover's heart. It's in your possession. And again, only Lexi knows about it. Everyone else, you are unaware of it.
For you, GM, as GM, I have it on me.
Yes.
But we don't know what it does, really.
Right.
Other than make you really angry. Okay. So I guess we go to sleep, huh?
Well,
should probably-
Anyone want to take night watches?
You know what? I want to take at least one.
I'll take first watch.
I'm going to take one little piece of that garlic and rub it on my neck.
I ain't sharing a room with him.
Since Isaac sort of allowed whoever to get at the trunk the first time, we should probably have at least 2 people sitting up at one time.
That's what I said. I'll take first watch.
All right.
Because we have
And I'm going to say all of my
Dennis.
and I'm going to say all of my prayers and make sure I don't like vampires.
Alexi, do you have a crucifix?
Actually, I do.
You have more than one?
No, just the one that I always wear. I always forget I have it because I always have it on.
So I was gonna say that would be a nice thing to have inside the trunk too.
Roscoe pulls out the crucifix he's wearing. It's like, I ain't taking it off. Just from my mama.
I kind of wanted to protect me.
Just from my mama.
Yeah, Irish I may be. Sadly, I don't carry much crosses anymore.
That's because you blew up a church.
Why you gotta go and dredge up that man's past like that? I mean, he was just getting over it.
Oh, you know what? How about mirrors? We could put a mirror by the... Because vampires don't like mirrors.
Yes.
There you go.
Good.
I'll go downstairs
we have become so superstitious.
You probably post one just across from the door.
Roscoe leans closer to Isaac and goes, and they call the Southerners superstitious.
Boy, that they do.
Poppy seeds. We can
And
throw
silver.
poppy seeds all over. No, that's werewolves.
Yeah, it can be vampires too.
Nah, vampires don't care about silver. But they don't like oak stakes in the heart.
Or Bowie knives.
All right.
Dracula was killed by a Bowie knife.
Yeah, y'all gonna have y'all book club meeting later? I mean, it's getting late.
I'll go by the library and pick up some Bram Stoker tomorrow.
Of course.
So I'll take, Archie will take second watch after Roscoe.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take it with you.
Okay.
Yes. So, Roscoe, you got first watch, right?
Right.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so, 1 second, please. All right, so, night falls.
Are you taking the first watch by yourself?
I don't see why not.
I'll stay up with Roscoe.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I mean, no offense to you, Isaac, but it was just you there. And whoever it was got past you. Maybe they
Like
won't
I
get
said,
past two
if
of
the
us.
thing could walk in the room and put us all to sleep, it's not going to do any good anyway. But
Never trust an Irishman to do what he's told.
Oh, we do have a problem with them blowing up your buildings.
Yeah, now, Archie, you might not want to say
That was
that.
my favorite
about
church.
The guns. Saying.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Archie's packing heat too, so
Yes.
don't you
He's
worry.
packing more.
Yeah, like you shoot off your gun. Isaac like opens his trench coat and you have like 7 dozen guns.
And then he lifts up his pants legs, and then he rolls up
Archie
his
just kind of
sleeves.
shuts down after that. he accepts
And he
your
shows you the one on his back.
What would it take to
boondock
start
saints
carving?
over here. Jeez,
hold on.
Maybe we should start carving crosses into our bullets.
there you go.
Maybe that's how you could spend your watch.
Silver
Whatever
bullets,
you want to
yeah.
do during your watch, you can do it. Roscoe's gonna smoke. As far as he's concerned, even with the crazy stuff he's seen, y'all crazy for thinking this.
Yeah, be too careful.
Indeed. All right, so
All right, so midnight.
yeah, so watches go. You hold on a sec. Okay. So again, for the most part, it's quiet. You do, however, get that eerie feeling that you felt in your dream, just tad bits here and there. And again, but nothing happens. Nothing. You don't hear anything, but again, you get that like bit of feeling of paranoia. You hear a few people walk by. Quiet, all quiet. Again. And eventually morning comes, and again, you're able to exit out. Again, so you're served breakfast. Bene, monsieur, signore and signoria. How did you sleep?
Who is saying this? Some guy walked into our room while we were.
Some waiter.
No. I said you got up.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
We're on like the
Those
continental
are just been
breakfast
happening
or whatever.
overnight.
Yes. Yes. Breakfast is being served. If you'd like.
Very good. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes. So you go down to breakfast again. It's pretty. And again, you guys. Again, it's a bit less people than you'd expect, but still, you guys have your own table. The Spanish professor is kind of eating by himself. You know, he's reading a book. Appears to be something about languages. And again, there's a few Turkish. Not Turkish, but one Turkish man sitting alone. He's also reading a paper from Turkey. So,
More Turks. Does he seem to be watching us?
you don't know. He's reading a paper.
Well, considering our last journey, I'm just going to assume anybody with a paper sitting in the room with us is watching. How many times did they follow us around the city with a paper?
I know I pulled the same trick, so I can speak from experience. And didn't you find a dead Turk with his head buried in a newspaper beginning of your travels?
Yeah, wasn't he the guy who was skinned alive or something?
Oh my.
Well, we don't know
Check his
whether
pulse.
he was skinned. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe he wasn't alive.
Okay.
That would have been
fine.
awkward. That would have been awkward.
I don't think we need a spot hidden to figure that out here in the hotel.
All right. So we're going to get ready, and we're going to go.
I definitely want to
museum.
come to go see Professor.
Of course.
Okay.
Again, I assume you're leaving Isaac and Dennis behind to watch the crater. You're gonna leave Margot and Walter.
Yeah. Well, Margot and Walter and Dr. Price are all staying because they're not feeling well.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll go with
Price
them,
is having
sir.
trouble walking.
Again,
Most
so
people in this party can't actually.
again, are you taking any of the muscle or no?
Let's bring Dennis.
I'd say let's take Dennis. Between me and Dennis,
Alright.
we should be able to deal with things.
All right. All right, you fucks. Let's get going.
Chomp. So.
Alright. So Isaac will stay behind, I guess, because you guys don't want him. Alright. So, yeah.
Come next time.
All right. So
Hey, like
Do we
rock,
want
paper,
the guy with 7 dozen guns on his person clattering around with us all the time, drawing attention to us? No.
rattle.
anyways, no. Okay. So again, how are you guys going about finding Winkleman or Professor Winkleman?
Well, you said the museum, so we're going to.
Right. So are you asking around for directions? What?
I can ask in
Yeah.
German. I know German. Archie
Well,
knows German,
do we have a
so-
guidebook that we can get?
Or the guidebook.
Well, we
yeah.
do have a guidebook. Where's my guidebook? It blew away in the wind. No, where's my guidebook?
You can probably get one.
Oh,
from the-
again. I need another strength rolls from you
Oh, there
all.
it is.
What are we doing?
Another strength
probably
roll.
good.
Strength roll? Okay.
From the
Oh,
wind.
oh, holy
Roscoe
shit.
goes down
Hold
hard.
on. Guys, hold on. I almost forgot one crucial detail. Give me power rolls, all of you.
Power rolls?
Yes,
Can we just ignore that 99 that I just rolled?
Oh my god.
That was for the win, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but again, I forgot
Power
to do.
times 5?
Yes, power times
I
5.
made mine.
All
No,
right.
I just made mine. Wow. Just made mine.
I didn't even come close to
Jeez.
that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. So all of you are fine.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
is anybody going to roll for Walter?
No. That's no. Roscoe, give me a D6.
4.
All right. So you lose 4 magic points.
That's fine. Roscoe
Wow.
wasn't really going to use
Yeah.
them anyway.
Yeah.
I only had 10 to begin with.
Yeah.
So I was
Okay. So it's one crucial thing. I'm sorry. This was I fucked up at this because I got distracted with your conversation. Is that again? So one other thing. I guess. So one other thing you've also all of you just noticed just now after the wind, kind of blocked Roscoe probably down the stairs, and into a into a window or something.
That was a botch.
No. Here's what
I
happened.
did
The
roll
wind,
a 99. I
Crate of
probably
cream
did.
tea.
the wind blew you down the stairs and you fell into a barrel. And now you're.
I was going to say, I blew him into an old antique crate full of crane tea.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, oh, you know what, great.
Do we really want to
Yes.
be rolling in a
Nobody
TT?
drinks
I have
that
the best track
shit
record with our
anymore.
group.
That's
Yes.
what I said. It's an antique.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that we know, our hotel is the Savoia Excelsior Palace. The Museo de Storia d'Arte is
History of art.
just about 2 blocks down the street.
Yeah.
Oh, good. No.
But we're still going
Yeah.
to take cabs because it's freezing and the wind is blowing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. Again. Okay. Yes. Again, there's a lot of horse-drawn carriages, and they kind of overcrowd the automobiles. But again, automobiles are around too. But again, one crucial thing you guys all just noticed now is that Roscoe is kind of feeling very tired and depressed, and he just looks like crap. And you just noticed this. And Roscoe, again, you're feeling like you're drained. And you don't know why. You slept, but again, you don't know why. But somehow
I'm just assuming it's that damn wind that just pushed me down these stairs. Jesus.
Roscoe, do you want to stay at the hotel? You don't look so good.
Maybe I should. No. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
So, again, take a cab, carriage, whichever you prefer. Again, if you want to go, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so you eventually, get down there. Again, so the place, the museum, is actually located located 2 blocks away. But let me give you more of a description. Is that it's okay? So it's situated on the Via della Cattolica, and it's near on the top of a steep hill. Again, it's open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Closed Mondays. It's adjacent to the Cathedral San Gusto and close to the medieval Castello, which is still used as a barracks and magazine. And again, so walking in, again, you buy your admission tickets, and again, for what you see at exhibits it appears that the most of the exhibits, or at least what the most of the exhibits or the museum contains, is a sizable Egyptian, Greek, and Roman collection, and it seems to come from mostly from private donations. And again, there's so there's people walking around, there's a few guards, again.
I do read Greek, so I look at some of the Greek stuff and see what they say. But inscription on the objects.
It seems like some Spartan armor, some shield, some very actually interesting. You actually do find a case of medallions, that like a case of 7 medallions, each like one, kind of like in rows, kind of a 4 and 3 on the bottom. And it appears to be all depicting of like Greek myths and history of like the Trojan War and a few some verses. They're very beautiful.
Very interesting.
1 second here, since I'm doing 1 sec. I'm just making sure I tell you all the thing is. Actually, give me a spot in roll while you're there.
Okay.
03.
Oh, nice.
I did it.
All right.
Totally oblivious to Archie.
All right. So you notice that looking at the medallions, it appears like there once was an 8th medallion, but isn't there anymore. Like from the wearing of the velvet, because again, it's a wooden case with a glass and red velvet, behind the medallion. And you see each one face of the medallion. Also, on the card in the cabinet, does anyone speak Italian?
Nope.
Okay, so never mind that part, because there's a card basically in the cabinet in Italian, but you can't read it. So.
Can Archie go to one of the docents and ask in German to translate it for us from the Italian?
Sure. So you bring him over and he says, yes, this was once owned by Jonathan Winkleman and was further acquitted by the museum in 1910. Further inquiries with the current sorry. So basically, it was for for 1910, and these were left behind in the museum by Marquis Termona.
Okay, now wait. So one of these is owned by Winkleman, or
They
was
were once
owned by
the medallions were once owned by John Winkleman. Joanna Winkleman.
Was there a date that you gave?
Were acquired in 1910.
So 1910.
Yes.
Is when they were acquired. Well, we asked him at this point. Oh, we are looking for Winkleman.
Yeah,
Where would we find him?
Oh, and he kind of hold on. Italian names. I have to kind of read it. 1 moment, please. Okay, so. Fuck. Okay, so he points. Okay, so he points and says, the Giorgiano Lapidario.
Stone Garden.
Yes. Can't miss it, and he kind of, and then he kind of, and again, so then he points you out, and again, so it's apparently a very Turin's garden containing antiquities from Tergesti and Aquilia.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're going out to the garden.
Yeah, I assume so. That's where he pointed out when he asked for John Winkleman.
Okay, and what did you say was there?
Antiquities from Tergesti and Aquilina.
Okay, so we're looking around for this guy. Is there anybody out here?
No. The Bora kind of see to that.
Well, we need to go back inside and ask where the guy is.
But hold on. Actually, give me spot hidden rolls. There was a point to this, but but someone was sending me notes and I got sidetracked.
Archie did not make it.
I didn't.
Yeah, I did it.
What was the roll?
I passed.
Rose
All
was
right.
distracted by all the pretty jewels.
What was the roll? I didn't hear.
Spot hidden?
Yes, button.
Oh, was that the original spot hidden?
Uh,
Or was another one?
We're out in the garden. He wanted us to make a spot hidden.
Okay. 09. What the fuck?
Wow.
Hey, Roscoe's like really.
Nice.
I'm a con man. Of course
Probably
I
because
see
he's
everything.
not like interested in anything in the museum, so
No,
he's
he's not.
just
He's looking at it and he's like, ooh, that's pretty. Maybe I can take that.
All right,
Tell
so
us
those are
that the Roscoe just suddenly turned around and went, "There's Fenelick."
There he is.
That would have been that 03 I rolled earlier.
no. All right, so what does happen?
That man has a
is,
third leg.
So looking around the garden, you actually do see sloped away, kind of hidden from normal view. You see this Roman kind of looking temple almost, like this Roman looking temple. One sec.
I mean, like they brought the pieces of it over and rebuilt it.
From what you gather, you see kind of this. Hold on. This kind of Roman kind of looking-ish, kind of again temple. This windowless place, but again looking from the front, it's got the white pillars, and again looking closer, you actually see. I assume you guys get closer. Do you?
Yeah.
I tell him about it.
Archie's
Hey,
looking closer.
that over
yeah.
there, what is that? That looks out of place.
All right. Actually, not as odd as a place you might think, but more on that later.
Enough to catch my eye. So.
Yes. All right. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So.
Temple.
Yes, temple. Thank you. There's a frieza ingrained into the temple walls.
Okay.
Can I do a history roll on it, or?
Hold on a sec. I'm about to tell you what you see from it.
Okay.
Again, if you guys just let me.
Okay.
No. Yes. No. I'm just trying. Okay. So when you look at it, you automatically feel uneasy. And again, just to remind you, the frieza is kind of this ingrained kind of design of a wall, and so looking at it, it depicts a group of humans making offerings to a group of animal spirits. The animals appear to be reptilian in nature, strangely like Oriental dragons, but a lot stockier, with like unusually proportioned heads, and the human looking at it, the human figures looks worn. Some of them missing limbs or with limbs eroded to like weird shapes by time, but the reptilian figures are very well preserved, like almost as if they were carved yesterday. If you want, you can do me an archaeology roll.
Okay. I have a little bit. I can try. He's a dilettante, so he kind of smatters in a bunch of different stuff. I did not make it. I have no idea what's going on.
So you made your archaeology roll?
I did not make.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else making it or no? Or?
I've got a 0-1.
Oh,
wow! Really?
Yeah.
No, I mean that's what my possibility.
You got base.
Yeah, I got base too.
I was gonna
I have
say,
I have a tiny little bit at archaeology, so worth a try.
Let's see if I
could do history or a cold.
No.
No. Okay.
I not only didn't get it, I actually forgot some stuff.
How do I tie my shoes again?
Yeah, that knowledge has to go somewhere.
Well, maybe we can grab somebody and ask them.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna grab that
Maybe
docent.
there's a little pamphlet with information on it, or a little flag.
Once before you guys do that, I'm assuming you guys go inside the place, right?
Yeah, because
Right.
I'm gonna grab the docent again, and
Yeah.
Because it's cold and we didn't find the guy.
Yeah. So one sec. So you guys go inside, and again, this is a windowless place, but you notice looking around, you see this sarcophagus, and it appears to be this winged, like reclining figure with a medallion in its hand, and on the side is a sarcophagus, is a Latin inscription.
What's the Latin inscription?
It reads Giovanni Wickmanano, and it says the date of his death. Wickman, and he died June 8th, 1768.
what?
It says Winkleman.
Yes, Winkleman.
I'm assuming
Well,
this
maybe
isn't the
this
same
was-
Winkleman.
Maybe it was an ancestor.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Give me a history or archaeology roll.
History. That I'm actually good at.
Base history.
History, I'm good
Oh
at.
my god, I got
That's
a 95. God.
You actually
Raven
forgot
Four.
to do.
Yeah, Archie doesn't know anything.
No,
I passed my
Roscoe
history.
is distracted.
Yes. So
I passed my
All right. So you actually looking at it, you actually know who he is. John Winkleman is the father of modern archaeology.
Oh.
Joe.
Oh, that Winkleman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, so this guy is a very famous for like kind of revolutionary archaeology. But again, you didn't realize that he died in Triste. So it's again.
So I wonder if he's our vampire.
Well, I assume this is still just an ancestor. We want the current Winkleman.
Because he's Marcus Winkleman,
Because
right?
the professor has apparently talked to him. He told us to find the guy and speak to him.
The guy,
Right.
again, for the date of death, he died in 1768. So just reminding.
Well, this guy did, but
Yeah,
the
I know.
professor told us to talk to somebody.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you're a vampire, sure, you're going to fake your death at some point. And you're going to go by a different name.
But why would the professor have us going to look for this guy if he's like
If
a
he's-
possible vampire?
This can't be the
He doesn't
guy.
know.
And this guy's extremely famous too.
Or maybe
I
we
mean,
seeing
in his
vampires, but there ain't
field.
no vampires. Just saying.
I don't understand why we're talking about vampires. There's obviously somebody
I
working
ain't
here
understood
who's
why we're
named
talking about
Winkleman.
vampires since we started talking about vampires. So.
The professor sent us to talk to somebody. Obviously, this can't be the person. This person's dead
Right.
in a box.
Right.
So let's go find the person who we are supposed to talk to.
I'm gonna go find the docent and ask him where Professor Winkleman might be, other than the Stone Garden.
There is no Professor Winkleman. I'm afraid.
Oh.
When I assumed you were talking about Winkleman, I assumed you knew and you wished to pay your respects.
Oh well, we were supposed to meet someone here named.
Yeah, there
Uh,
isn't a Professor Winkleman who's.
But we have
What's
many of his archaeological things. We have information about him as well.
Hmm.
Perhaps that. I'm afraid we don't have much about him. I'm afraid all we do have is certain objects pertained by him during his archaeological digs and the mausoleum dedicated to him.
May we see them?
Yes, the medallions.
You know what? There was one medallion missing. Do you know anything about that?
He kind of looks in the medallion missing, and he kind of thinks for a moment. Well, if I remember correctly, I don't believe so. Perhaps John Winkleman was. I do remember John Winkleman was killed. I do not know if you know, but John Winkleman was murdered involving a case of a medallion. The details escape me at the moment, but I remember it was one of the reasons that he died here. Perhaps you could learn more information at the library. But I do know that the medallion was found by Winkleman. It was in ownership of another man. Let me get you a name here. So many names.
It's Marcus something, right? You said.
Yeah. I'm just trying to give you the proper name because,
Yeah.
again, there's a lot.
Marcus.
Give me a sec.
Marcus. Do.
Yes, exactly
Is that
that.
The great do lineage.
Marcus, another person.
Yes. Antonio Termona.
Oh, okay, Antonio. It's totally off.
Antonio. Termona.
Termona. Termona. I say Termona.
Do you know of his whereabouts now? Does he live in Trieste?
Yes, he does. I can give you he lives not too far from us from the museum. I can give you the address if you'd be interested.
Please.
That'd be lovely. Thank you.
Now you're not sending us to another grave, are you?
No. Of course, as last I checked, he is in good health. He is a very well patron of the arts and a very well benefactor of the museum.
Sir, I wanted to ask about that strange temple out in the garden. What do you know of the frieze on that building?
Oh, well, we recently started renovations, and when Mr. Winkleman, Professor Winkleman, passed away, we felt the need to honor him. And he was he as maybe you know or not, he was a very big research and lover of Homer and Greek mythology and very much of the Roman excavations that he sought, and he himself again did many information, but the city was founded by Romans as Tergesti. And there's been some parts of restoration, and as such, we felt it would be honor Winkleman by renovating one of the buildings as a mausoleum for him.
Oh, I see. That's a lovely monument. What is the meaning behind the reptilian creatures on this frieze? That seemed very strange. To me.
Yes. Well, I do not know myself, but as maybe you have noticed, it depicts some kind of human sacrificing to these animal spirits. We only can assume that perhaps these were some kind of superstitions located around the area during the time of its founding. Perhaps some myths and legends that have been lost to us.
So pre-Roman then.
Roman.
Oh,
but
Roman. Okay.
but perhaps something that have stayed before pre-Roman and have transferred over to Roman is recorded. Again,
I see.
Its current information would lead us to believe that it was some sort of depicting of a sacrifice to some sort of belief or superstition that perhaps before or even during Roman. Again, we are still renovating, and there's still many things we have not known about the town itself.
Are there any sites, like archaeological sites around Trieste that might kind of shed light on these kind of pagan...
There are some caves.
Yes, we are very well known for our caves. There's also there's also around the Monte Gusto with the Crown Fortress de Castillo. There's the Cathedral of San Gusto, very nice.
See.
Yes, and of course there's the museum, and of course the grave of Johann Winckelmann, which is very popular visited.
Excellent.
And the cathedral.
Yes.
Excellent.
At the Nautical Academy, they apparently serve pizza. Oh no, it says piazza. The Grotta di Postumia, the caves of Postumia. Very interesting stuff. Indeed. I don't know how much time we're going to have for sightseeing, but all right. What shall we do next?
So.
Should we take a look at the mausoleum?
You just did.
Oh, we just did. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's library for more information. You can look about Winckelmann or the Napoleon's army, because they were marching through. Remember, the pieces. Again, and then there's Antonio Termona.
Yeah,
that's true. Let's look in the library to see if we can find any record of the Napoleon's army bringing another piece of the simulacrum here.
Okay, I'll go with, but I think someone should go see Antonio and figure out some more about Winckelmann, but I want to go by the library. But I don't know.
Definitely going to the library.
Okay. We can all go.
Because I'm a library girl.
Yeah, I'm a
I see
library.
no need to split. I mean, considering we already
Yeah.
split up with half the people in the hotel.
No, that's smart. So let's all stick together and go to the library, and we can
I will
meet
be
with
taking a
Antonio
nap on this
later.
bench while y'all looking up their books.
Okay.
All right. So I'm hearing you all want to go to the library, right?
Yeah.
All right. Give me library rolls.
Put our library skills together.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I got a 0-1.
Oh, nice.
Tim has found the Necronomicon in its original form.
I walk into the library with a flurry of silk,
And a
and
person
the entire
is to the
library stops what they're doing and falls to their knees at my worship.
Yes. Yes.
Here's what you want.
The book's
Take it.
just open for you.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
slide
I
in the shelves into my hands.
No, you're like
Well,
walking. You're walking to the city. I need this, and maybe this. No, not that. This. All right, we're good. I got it.
Snatch a finger.
Do we
off the
mark
smallest
skills?
Huh?
Are we marking skills?
Yes,
as
Yes,
well?
we are.
Yes, of course.
I won't
Again,
get that for this.
I
but-
can't keep watching you guys. All right, so first thing. Okay, so John Winckelmann. Okay, so this is the first thing you find. Again, about John Winckelmann, and because Kim, you're all good. You found you found some John Winckelmann, and then you found the Napoleon thing. All good. So first thing, Johannem Winckelmann, born 9th December 1717 in Stendal in Prussia. He died 8th of June 1768 in Trieste. The son of a cobbler, Winckelmann's favorite years were strongly influenced by a study of Greek, particularly the works of Homer. He studied theology at the University of Halle in 1738 and medicine at the University of Geneva, in Jena, in 1741 to 1742. His interest in Greek may be dated back into 1748, where he worked as a librarian to the Count von Bano, where his first work reflected the area, reflections on the painting and the sculpture of the Greeks, which was published in 1755 and translated to several different languages. He then became the librarian of the Vatican and moved from his native Germany to Rome. It was during the trip to visit his home in Stendal that Winckelmann was murdered. After unexpectedly turning back for Rome at Rosenberg, he wrote to his friends, "I am not what I wish to be," and mentioned a melancholy that have taken over him. Winckelmann's traveling companion, an art dealer named Kavapi, insisted that at least should go to Vienna, but there Winckelmann abandoned his companion and headed for Turkey. There he met a man named Francesco Erigaldi, a thief who worked as a cook and a pimp. Kennedy was at first strangled and then fatally stabbed by Winckelmann. At first strangled and then finally stabbed Winckelmann. And apparently, during the attempt to steal a number of medals carried by Winckelmann, Arneri was arrested and later executed by being broken on a wheel outside the hotel where the murder was committed. Winckelmann had the time to make a will before he expired, in which he left most of his possessions to the waiter at the local Grandia. The hotel at which he stayed, the medallions eventually went to the Museo di Storia dell'Arte, while all of Winckelmann's papers, including a personal diary, were sold at an auction to Giovanni Tadermona, a local historian. Winckelmann was buried at the Cathedral San Giusto churchyard. This was later moved to Rio Lepario, which was created on the site. The sarcophagus elected to Winckelmann in the garden days for several years beyond his death. A picture of Winckelmann can also be found, reproduction of an oil painting from his friend Antonio Mennings, made in 1771. Whew. Got all that?
No.
Nope.
But I did think that it was funny that they broke him on a wheel outside the hotel, and it's like, well, look, honey, they're breaking somebody outside the hotel.
This is the best honeymoon ever.
Yeah.
Dinner and a
Want
show.
torture? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But you did say somebody. I thought you said somebody gave. It sounded like you said Giovanni Termona.
Yeah, it sounded similar.
But I assume you mean Antonio Termona?
Yeah. No. Giovanni Terma bought the things after his death. Remember, he's been dead for almost 300 years.
Right.
At 1768, he died. So then
Right,
So it's just kind of passed down the Terramona
Yes.
family. Okay,
Yes.
and then Antonia Terramona sold it to the museum.
Yes.
Okay, and Antonio's still alive.
Yes.
Okay.
Antonio is the current, like, again, from what you can, I guess, from common sense, would say Giovanni Terma was the one who bought the papers, but Antonio Terma is now the one who's holding on to the papers and is the current living resident of the family.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, it's complicated, I know.
Let's go see the Termona family.
Well, what did we find out about Napoleon?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, thank you for reminding
No,
me.
that's okay. Yeah, I just.
Alright, so research. Alright, so just handout number 2. Alright. Okay. So, summary so you find the summary findings of a court martial. Dated 13 September 1797. Chef de Battalion Gaston Facile presiding. At the inquiry of deaths of Sergeant André Legarde and Solat Jules Heron, the following facts were determined by the tribunal. On the 9th of September, Sergeant André Legrand and Corporal Marcel Lassamre and Sodlatas Jules Heron and Louis Confertier from Leningrad unit were drinking at a tavern, Le Caparo Ubraccio, the Drunken Goat, where they fell in with Marchiti. Witnesses present stated that the Legrand was very drunk. Corporal Lasana and 2 soldiers went upstairs, where the tavern owner also ran a brothel. Upon their return, Leningrad and Marchiti had disappeared. Leningrad's body was found in a nearby alley in a short time later. Witnesses stated there was common knowledge in a unit that Sergeant Leningrad had acquired some valuable treasure in Paris. This item was kept in his kit. The bag had been in Leningrad's possession at the tavern, but was missing when his body was found. The Sanere, Henoran, and Coher sought Martini, particularly to revenge their sergeant, but also recovered Leningrad's treasure. Treasure. On 10th of September, the 3 men found Martini drinking at the Caravana di Le Reptili, the Lizard's Cave Tavern. They waited until he had then ambushed them, stunning him and dragging him to a cul-de-sac where they sought to extract the location of the bag. Witness stated that Martini at first denied having the bag, but after being beaten, he confessed that he had passed the bag and his conduct to his master. Martini refused to reveal the name of his master, and further beating ensued. This was at a time where he returned during his second beating that Martini's shirt was torn from his body. Facts from his point are unclear. Witnesses report hearing screams followed by repeated heavy blows. The civil authorities were summoned, and upon investigation, Ladan and Shavir were found dazed and bleeding, along with 2 bodies. One of heroin, who appeared marks around his throat and to be having strangled. The other have been battered beyond recognition, but may have been body of Martini. The Senate claimed that the body was that of a monster, and that he strangled Heron before it was killed. He claimed that substantial damage to the body was caused by Kafetter beating it with a billet of wood. A blood-soaked bullet was found at the scene. Kafetter not being able to testify, doctors have examined him, conclude that it is unlikely that his mind will ever return. The finding of the tribunal is that Leningrad was killed by a civilian, Martini, in the course of a robbery. Heron was killed by person or by persons unknown. The death of Martini is unconfirmed.
The Lizard's Cave Tavern?
Yes?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Where is this?
You don't know. This was some 100 years ago. You don't know who knows where it is.
Well, do you think with my 01 I can do a little research on maybe the Lizard's Cave Tavern? See if I can find it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Give me a sec. I gotta use the washroom, alright?
Okay.
Okay, so back from break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Right.
So
Yeah,
lizards
we gotta go there. Yeah.
and reptiles and that mural on the temple. Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern here.
You're a
Yeah.
tavern. Yeah.
I just really hope we don't have to go back out into that weather, go spelunking in a freezing cold cave
For lizards.
for lizards.
Yeah.
What we hope are lizards.
I'm very confused. I didn't get half of what he said.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully Antonio will have more information.
Thank goodness for playback.
Yeah, well, I have to go through the whole thing again and write down everything I heard. And
I don't envy you.
but the only thing I can think of is to go see this Antonio Verona and say, please explain to us everything that Patrick said.
Well, I'm thinking maybe Walter is eyeing those medallions and calculating what it would take to go and filch one or two.
There you go.
Yeah, he's gonna get his hands cut off.
Yeah.
If it gets cold. However, I'm very happy you're
Enough for
not
a
testing how to do
pickpocket's
it.
fate.
I love how you all conveniently forget that I'm a pickpocket too.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're just scoping it out for him so you guys can come back later.
I'm
And
not worried for Walter. Walter owes me money.
All right.
Are you gonna give it a shot?
I say we go steal that Roman tomb.
there you go. Piece
The
by piece,
whole
they'll
thing.
never know what hit them.
Yeah.
Well, Roscoe, do you want to give it a shot?
Still a tomb? I don't think so.
I think
steal
Walter has a
medallions.
bag of holding.
Steal a medallion.
Let's see what we find out elsewhere before I go pilfering medallions.
We're never going to make it to Constantinople. We're all going to end up rotting in a prison somewhere.
That's why I said I'd like to find out elsewhere, because
How you guys doing?
overseas, Roscoe ain't trying to get captured just yet.
All right. So, what were you guys planning on looting the place or something?
I don't know what
Just
the
throwing
planning.
ideas around.
I was talking out of character mostly, but yeah, y'all don't know Roscoe's thief.
You were the
He's
one
been
who
doing-
mentioned. No, Roscoe's a pickpocket
He
too.
has been. I had said that out of character. I shouldn't have said it with the accent.
Yeah.
Rule said that she wanted to do some research on the rusty lizard or whatever the name was.
Lizard's
Lizard.
Cave Tavern.
Yeah. All
See if I
right.
can find a reference to it.
All right. Give me a sec here.
I'm gonna milk
Alright.
this 01 for all it's worth.
Yeah. No. Go ahead. Again. Okay. So what you can gather, there's not much to tell outside from from what you gather, it was some kind of tavern, but that's it. You don't even know if it's still around.
Well, how about finding
Well,
the
that's what she's
location
trying
of
to
where
find
this court-martial took place?
Again, nothing of that nature as well. Again, with this kind of documentation, they didn't really take liberties in mentioning anything. Again, you have to remember, Napoleon's armies didn't probably settle in, for good. They probably, when they were doing this, they probably picked the place, took it, and that's it.
Did they say anything at all about the leg or the arm or the head?
Yeah.
All you do know is that apparently the best chance is that there was some kind of treasure in a bag of the report.
There was a bag of treasure.
Yeah, apparently that's what happened was there was
That's
fighting
when
over.
the guy was attacked. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna ask the librarians because I doubt they'll know anything about bars or whatever. But I'm gonna ask the local when we leave the library if they know anything about this Lizard's Cave Tavern or if they've heard of a Lizard's Cave or.
I mean, I think a librarian would be the perfect person to ask about local stuff, local legend.
A historian at the
Oh, okay.
historian of somebody who knows Trieste
Yeah.
history.
Local historian or something. Okay. Yeah, I'll ask one of them in German or.
Now?
They don't know anything
Yes.
about it.
No, hold on. I'm just getting my notes together because I'm, again, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff, so I need. So I'm just trying to make sure. What do we have here? Again, let's see here. Again, I'm sorry it's taking a bit long, but again, I'm searching through a lot of information. Okay, yeah. Again, so again, you know that for a fact that, again, from local legend, it seems that the Bora seems to be the only current thing that is of interest. Again, legend, people claim that people claim that this was like a sign from a god of some kind back in the Roman times that they called the Bora, like that the Bora wind was some kind of like, I don't know, sign of a god or something. Not sure what though.
And we're
Do we know
reading
what
this
god?
in the book?
No, just again from local legends, just said that that the wind had something to do with the gods.
Do we know what god
No,
or gods?
they just no.
Okay.
Okay,
Those
so
Roman gods blow.
huh?
I said those Roman gods blow.
Literally.
So the librarian or the local historian or whatever, they don't know anything about this lizard's cave. They don't know
Doesn't-
anything about a lizard's
not-
cave.
No.
Okay.
Again, it's it's who knows how long. It's been like what, a few hundred years.
Okay.
Okay, so we won't pursue that direction because it's a dead end.
Right.
Let's go see this Antonio
Antonio.
Termona.
All right. Okay. So the Termonas. Okay. They're like the Borgias, only different. All right. So.
Not like those Medici.
Well, they're right at the end. The Termona.
All right. So Termona.
You're
Okay.
getting Godfather music piping through.
Yes. You guys are still in Italy, technically. All right. So okay. So again, you're able to to find this place because apparently the Termonas are a well-known family of scholars. Again, you already you've been already told, and again, the house is in a high-rise neighborhood. A little bit not too far from the museum. So you guys knock on the door, I assume.
What do you mean a high rise?
Sorry, a prosperous neighborhood. So
Okay.
The fancy part.
So not big tight skyscraper.
No, he doesn't live in a penthouse. All right, so.
Good, because Rose's knees won't handle it.
Yes. All right, so you knock on the door, right?
Yes.
All right, so knock on the door, and then eventually you're answered by a villainous-looking servant with an eye patch over his left eye, and he kind of speaks to you in Italian.
Does he have a goatee?
No.
I'm gonna try German on him. Try and ask in German if we may speak with the master of the house.
He doesn't understand German.
He doesn't understand German.
No.
Okay. Thought he might because he's wealthy, from a wealthy family. Well, I guess then we could try in English.
All right. So what do you want to say? Oh, sorry. Oh, so you speak English? I assume
Yeah, I'll
you
just say, may I please speak to the master of the house,
Yeah.
Master Termona.
Yeah.
Emphasize the name.
Yeah. So he.
Terramona.
Yeah.
Antonio Termona.
So he kind of looks at you and says.
Por
and who the-
favore.
Yeah. So he looks at you and says, "Who the hell are you?"
We're on personal business to meet with Mr. Terramona if he's available.
What business?
A little bit historical work. Investigating Mr. What was the guy's name again?
Winkleman.
Yeah.
Looking into Winkleman.
All right. Get in, and then he kind of, opened the door up and kind of takes you to the hall.
Is there a sitting area, perhaps,
Yes.
where we could wait? Okay, thank you.
Give me a moment, and he kind of, and he takes you to a bit of a, to the hall, into the hall, again, and he kind of he gets you situated. And he says, he doesn't even situate you guys. He just kind of is like, don't steal anything, and kind of walks off. And
Are there any
I'm
roses
gonna
around?
Man's mantle of an insolent servant.
Damn it! I can't see my roll.
hold on. So
No, I don't see anything worth stealing. He's lucky.
Are there any roses around?
hold on. Okay, so as you guys are having a bit of time, a few months to look around, then the entrance of the hall is decorated with paintings. Presumably family members, since there's a family resemblance, and a historical progression of clothing styles with various objects, the objects d'art, which appear to be quite valuable. Just give me a spot hidden.
Oh, 13. I made it.
Archie
Oh,
does not
2.
make his.
I got a
Oh
2.
man!
Nice.
You guys are rolling so good. I'm rolling.
Where are you
I
rolling?
looked right through the walls. And there's Fenelick.
All right, so what'd you get?
A 2.
Oh, okay.
I got a 13.
Okay. So, you reveal that 2 items are displayed. A primitive human figure, although the proportions are stupidly wrong, and a vase. Hold on. Let me see if I can get there. A vase decorated with dancing figures with curiously flexible limbs that have a strange patina, almost as if they've been coated in a semi-opaque glaze that hides rather enhances the details of the objects.
How is the proportion wrong on the figure?
Like flexible limbs, like woo.
So no joints, like it looks weird. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it human-like, or is it like totally like inhuman, strange?
Just looks weird. Yeah.
It's just
looks,
like weird, flexible.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it looks curiously like you see these like with very odd flexible limbs like that seem like. Did this guy know how to draw limbs, or was it doing for emphasis? You can't tell. It just seems like a very odd thing.
So it's in like a modern style. It's not like him like trying to do like a Roman style, like medieval. It's done like in a modernistic.
No, it's a primitive human figure. It seems like it seems primitive.
Okay.
Are you talking about the figurine or the vase?
Both the vase and the figurine, kind of.
Oh, they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
So it's like cubist.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Anyways, what was I doing? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So one moment, please, because I need to write down something. Where did my pencil go? Damn it, guy. This isn't funny. Give me back my pencil, guys.
I have one.
Any
Huh?
any medallions around?
No. This is nothing like that on display. Okay.
Any lizard-like things around?
No. Alright, so looking further, so before you even have a chance to steal anything, and so you see
I saw nothing worth stealing anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm fine.
Antonio Termona arrives. Hello, my friends. I apologize for Marco's manners, and
Oh, it is completely understandable. I mean, we are intruding in your home.
Yes. All right. So he says, "Come, please, come with me to the sitting room." And he kind of offers you his like right hand in the handshake. It's like he's shaking your hands, like come, let's go to the sitting room.
Yes, that sounds nice.
Yes. You also notice one curious thing. He's missing his left hand.
Okay.
So he's only got one hand. Or has he just misplaced it?
Yes.
He left that at the shop.
Patrick, how old is he?
Probably late 30s.
Oh, okay. So he's not super old. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, only slightly old.
Seems very well in shape. And again, so you guys are seated into the sitting room. Very nice place again. Very memorabilia scattered around, paintings more. He kind of sits you down. Please, Marco, some tea, if you please, for our guests. And he gets seated. It's like, weather. I hope the Bora has not bothered you.
Well,
Ugh.
I can't
It's
say I
cold.
Right.
Yes. You are Americans and English, yes?
Yes.
And Russian.
That's right.
Russian. Well, aren't you a very diverse group?
Yes, quite.
Yes.
Heteromona, we wanted to we barged into your house to because we're looking for information about Professor Winkleman.
Oh.
We were under the impression that he was still alive, but it turns out he's been long departed from this earth. I was wondering if maybe you could shed some light, since your family has been involved with him over the centuries.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do recall we have a few of his papers and journal. They've been in my family. I don't think they've been read. I don't think they've been read since we've purchased them. Again, I have not done, but I do have them in my possession. If you'd like to see them, of course, I'd let you look at them. Perhaps they can serve better purpose to you.
That
Excellent.
would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. So to your eyes, they offer you, and Termano has to kind of he has to kind of work with his right hand, so he's not using his left hand, so sometimes so he has to do it all in one hand, so he's kind of has his left hand,
If you don't mind me asking, how did you lose your hand?
In the war.
Oh, yes.
Yes, many people
Tragedy.
were wounded in the war.
Yes.
Brave man.
Thank you.
So brave.
Yes, thank you. Can you give me to do a spot hidden rolls
Sure.
and a psychology?
07 on the spot hidden, and
Okay, I missed my spot hidden,
And
I
26
missed
on
my
psychology.
psychology too.
Yes,
And
that's
I
my
got
psychology.
both.
I
got
made both.
too. Critics
I did really well in
Yeah.
psychology.
I have missed every roll so far. This is horrible.
Yes. Yes. All right. So those of you who passed the psychology roll, you think he's lying actually?
About losing it in the war?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the spot hidden, you notice sometimes you see kind of occasional movements inside the sleeve.
So does he have the sleeve rolled up?
No. It's just he
Oh.
has a sleeve and it's kind of tangled, and
Okay.
again you sometimes you could swear it twitched a little bit. You don't know why.
Okay.
Weird.
Okay, well Archie doesn't notice this, so he's just
Yeah,
enthralled
yeah,
with his
yeah.
war story, and
yes,
he's like, oh
yes. Anyway, so he kind of goes to Marco and just says, bring me the family what they asked for, the Winkleman papers, if you please. And Marco nods, of course. And he kind of leaves for a moment and says, yes, it's an old family curo. No one's ever read it. But I must stress, that it is be very delicate with it.
Of course.
Oh yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
I have white gloves.
Yes.
You see, I can
Yes. It's written in what language is it written? Hold on. He says that it's written in Greek and Roman, I think.
Latin.
Well, I can read the Greek.
Hang on a sec. Ancient Greek, I think.
It's
Well, yeah.
still.
Languages change.
This is true, but I have an education, and I've learned ancient Greek and modern Greek and
Fair enough.
biblical Greek.
And Roman is just Latin. So if somebody
This
speaks
is Latin.
Yes. Okay, yes. So the diary. So he shows you the papers, and there's been notes of excavations at Pompeii and at Herculaneum, and basically these things have been revised, and these were notes in the process. They were probably like revised by himself, you know, a few times. There's scratches here and there, all that stuff. So that's not important. But it appears the journal is odd. The journal was written in an ancient Greek dialect.
Should I roll to see if I can read it? 40%.
I will. See, we're at an impasse now because it's an ancient Greek dialect. But again, I think if we decide that we want to give some time to read it, then you can roll and see how well you do.
Okay.
So I won't say off the bat you know how to read it or not. Does that sound fair?
Well, he's probably not going to let us take it with us, right?
Actually, he's willing to lend it.
Well, then we'll take it with us.
Yes. If you'd like, please, of course, lend it. I am all for the pursuit of knowledge, and I'd be willing to see if you can uncover anything from it.
May I ask, Herr Tremona, what do you do for a living?
Again, my family comes from a long line of scholars, and as such, I work closely with the museum on such matters, on procuring objects for it.
I see. So we did see the medallions there at the museum that were loaned from your family to the museum. We were wondering, are you missing, or was a medallion missing perhaps from your collection?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. How many medallions did you have when you loaned it to the museum?
I believe 7, if I am correct.
Okay.
Again, it's been a long time, but I do recall it was most likely 7.
Okay. Do you know anything about something called the Lizard Cave Tavern? I know your family's been here for quite a while.
I do not.
No. Okay. Just thought we'd ask. Came up in our researches.
Yes. Well, again, I am sorry I cannot be more of help.
No.
But I do. But if you do need any help, I can give you the address of a linguist, a close friend of mine, who may be able to help you translate the journal more quickly. He's a very good expert.
That might help.
It could be useful. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Yes. Of course. So he writes down an address. Of course. Here you go, and he kind of takes the paper and packs it up, and Marco packs it up, very delicately. And as you guys are sending, out of all of you, I think Alexi has the highest credit rating, right? The credit rating.
65%.
I didn't put any into my credit rating. I should have. It would make sense for my character.
Well, you can always adjust it if you need to.
Okay.
But anyways, so Alexi goes to Alexi and kind of specifically hand it to you. It's like, make sure you are careful. This is very, very old and very expensive, and I trust you. You truly are a man who I think will be able to contain it very well. Again, try if you Just when you're finished, please return it to me and let me know of any findings.
Of course we will. Thank you.
Thank you. Of course. And again, he offers a hearty, right handshake with you all. It's like, bene, of course. Have a good day.
All right. Good night. Good day.
Good night.
So as we're walking out, I'm just like, well, I think he was just a lovely man, and I am just so torn up about his war experience. Isn't that horrible?
I hate to tell you this, but he wasn't taking anything by the hand.
Roscoe, how could you say that?
What did you say?
From a veteran.
He's lying about his hand. That's what I said.
Oh my.
So maybe he doesn't want to tell you that he got it stuck in a plucking machine or something. And
Or it's not missing
wants
at
you to
all. I
think
mean,
that-
something was moving inside that jacket pocket, but whatever's his business. I'd rather not offend the man
probably
with the
his.
paper.
It was probably his stump.
I
Perhaps
ain't
it got
seen the
badly
stump move
mangled.
like that before.
Stumps
But
don't move.
anyway, it's not important at the moment, except for maybe we shouldn't be so trusting. We use that paper, get what we need out of it, but we keep an eye out.
Uh-huh. Alright, so I think we can, I don't know, I think we can end it there.
Okay.
Sounds
So,
good?
It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, right? So again, you have the journal. Again,
the plan is to get that translated. I'm still curious about this cave business. I still want to look into that. But it seems like no one is willing to...
It's listed
Tell us
as a
about
tourist
that.
attraction in here.
Oh,
the
okay.
caves.
Okay, so... We'll check that out.
Oh, okay.
Get to the bottom of this Antonio guy.
yeah.
I'm not even sure. We were told by the professor to talk to somebody who's dead and has
Yeah.
been for a couple of 100 years, and then
Well, were we
now
told to talk to
we're
him or
doing
just
research
see him?
that doesn't seem to make much sense.
Yeah.
I think he said see him. I don't know if he exactly said talk to him, but it could have been code. He could have been telling us to look into this.
Well, that's what Patrick said earlier. He said we were supposed to talk to him.
What I'm saying is it could have been code to keep
Yeah.
other people from knowing what we were doing. I mean, the man had been attacked before we even left.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike, we're good.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
So
See you
that,
next week.
yes, that is in the end of the session. Hope you guys turn in next time. We will do our best to unravel this unique case and hopefully stop the forces of evil.